Welcome, Cancer, to your Mercury Cazimi deep dive video. On May the 14th, Mercury, the planet of communication and precision, applies in an exact conjunction to the Sun in the earthy Taurus, which is so precise, they're totally unified. Mercury sits in the disk of the Sun, creating a Cazimi, where the raw power and resonance of the Sun amplifies the qualities of Mercury. It's a wonderful opportunity, but what will it mean for you personally, Cancer? I'm going to share on screen your event chart, and by the end of the video, you'll have a clear understanding of how you can work with this in terms of your energy, work, relationships, and finances. I'm astrologer Patrick Arundel. A very warm welcome. If you've yet to subscribe to my channel, please do so now to help it to continue to thrive, but please also click or tap the bell notification symbol. So on the screen is the dynamic duo at 23 degrees and 48. Now, the sign of Taurus is an earth sign, so it's really encouraging us to be very practical. Earth likes tangible outcomes. But also, Taurus is very much about our sense of our own value. It can be about our self-worth, but also about everyday money. But for you, Cancer, the combination occurs in the 11th house, which can be about your higher purpose. It can be about your long-term plan. It can be about your ideals, but it can be about your friendships too. But the last time these two came together in a Cazimi was through March, when on the 7th, through the retrograde season, the Cazimi occurred in what's known as an inferior conjunction. And that whole retrograde, which lasted in total the whole cycle of near to 10 weeks in Pisces, where Mercury is in its detriment, really was quite challenging. If you found yourself a little bit confused about travel plans, a contract, or even about some of your philosophies, it wouldn't be a surprise. But this earthy Cazimi, a superior conjunction, because Mercury is direct, gives us all collectively a chance to shake out some of that lethargy that occurred then and really get very much bolted to planet Earth. But all the other planetary influences are having an impact too. But just to say, the duo are in that alliance in the third decan of the sign of Taurus, which is subruled by the super practical and serious Saturn. So when you are thinking about those long-term plans, or about who you're allied to, your network, you're probably going to be drawn to the people who are most sincere, not so much the more easygoing members of your group. But also, it is a chance to think about, are you seizing your opportunities quite as well as you could? But it just so happens, Cancer, that this energy in the sign of Aries is still very powerful indeed. And that's very much to do with uh, uh, raising your profile, being more self-assured, having the confidence to seize your goals and ambitions. It doesn't mean to say you can't be artistic, creative, or embrace with things that have more of a healing dimension, but certainly your will to succeed is very much part of this event. But just to say, Jupiter in your zodiac sign since the start of last June is in a lovely link with the Sun and Mercury. In fact, Jupiter has been connecting perfectly with them all through the week. So if you have been feeling a lot more optimistic about what you can achieve, it wouldn't be a surprise. Also, Mars, very assured in the 10th house, is in a super link with Venus. Now, Mars and Venus can be very much to do with romance and attraction, but not exclusively so. And in this situation, Venus could be about how you're thinking about money, but Mars can be about the direct action you will take to achieve your goals. But Mars and Venus, although they're aligned quite superbly, that 12th house energy does point towards maybe thinking carefully about certain involvements which you're not quite sure of. So if there is part of your long-term plan that you're not completely committed to, that could be part of what you're processing at the present time. Now, just to say, the moon, your ruler, is in a square with Jupiter. So that does point towards the need to be utterly realistic. Now, I'm going to summarize those four areas of work, energy, finance, and relationships next. But just to say, Cancer, I've slashed the price of my personal horoscope reports. You can now get three for the price of one. The one you pay for, your life roadmap report, helps you to understand the patterns that are played out in your life so far, but also get a more intimate understanding of working with them future forwards. Free, your 12 months transit forecast, but also your draconic soul karmic analysis. Why I've been doing this for 30 years, I truly believe that natal astrology can be like a window into so much personal understanding, and I'd like you to share in that too. Now, if you've yet to watch your May monthly forecast, please check that out on the screen. If you've yet to watch your Uranus 78 year Cazimi return, please check that out on the screen. If you'd like to work with me one-to-one, please see my testimonials below. And if you've yet to take advantage of my free daily written horoscope, fire to your device each morning for your early day celestial pit stop, please do so now. So to summarize, if you feel that your future direction is really on course, what Mercury and the Sun can do on this Cazimi is see that your thinking is a combination of being very clear, but also very earthed. So whatever ideas you have can work out in a practical way. But if you're not sure about what you're doing, it could be a time for a rethink. But with Jupiter forging such a strong link with these guys, do have absolute faith in what you're trying to do. Professionally, I think it can be a time of really reaching the top of what you do, or it may be a time of a complete reset. It does depend on your unique situation. Financially, Pluto in the eighth house can be about long-term financial planning, but it can also be about shared finances too. Now, that's in a very strong link with Uranus. Maybe there is some more information to come out before you make a final binding decision on what to do. When it comes to relationships, if you're not happy and that tie that you've been in doesn't fit your hopes for that long-term plan, this could be a time of things coming to a close. But when it comes to your neat energy, I think generally your energy can be very good as long as you're not laboring under too much stress in terms of your work. Thank you so much for joining me. Do be as proactive as possible over the rest of the week, and particularly into the new moon period with this very sparkly Mercury energy. All the best, take care, and see you again soon.